the first card you have for your past is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess can be a very mysterious figure. She's obviously very wise. She's very spiritual, obviously, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm actually seeing some secrets with this card, but I'm not seeing bad secrets. I know that some people, I've said this before, and I know some people in the comments have said, oh, all secrets are bad. No, what I'm seeing in this card is that you had someone around you at this time and you were hiding some things from them, but you weren't hiding things, excuse me, in a bad way. It wasn't like you were doing it to hurt someone or to keep some secrets in a sneaky way from someone. You had someone around you who was a little bit gossipy, more than a little bit actually, and they wanted to spread things around. They were trying to pry, they were trying to ask you something so that you would tell them something, and then they'd spread all of this gossip around. So you're really not saying anything. You're being a bit mysterious. You're kind of keeping secrets so that people were not going to spread around gossip. So that's actually a good reason to keep a secret. See? I'm not lying. So, yeah, so you knew that whatever you said to this person would be kind of spread all over the place. Now, again, I'm seeing this person could have been asking you lots of questions about a really difficult situation, some kind of unhappy situation that you had with someone. I'm seeing you probably might have had an issue with someone. This could be a family situation, and maybe you had an issue with someone in the family, and this might be another family member who knows about it, who might be saying, come on, you can talk to me. What happened? This and that. Tell me this. What did they say? What did you say? All of this kind of thing. And you were kind of saying, well, you're being a bit vague. Maybe you were saying, well, nothing really. I don't really want to go into it. And they might say, oh, did this happen? Oh, did you say this? And because they said this. And you're like, well, not really, but I don't know, not really, no. You know, you're just kind of being vague. You're trying to keep all of this information from them. You just didn't want to be entertainment for them. And you knew that if you told them this, yes, that's the horn telling you not to tell them these things. And you know this. So you didn't want to be entertainment for this person, because that's what gossip does. It takes people's personal, private situations that might be painful, might be difficult, or whatever, and it takes them away and turns it into entertainment and fun for people, which is horrible. It really is horrible. You can see what I think of gossips. I really don't like them. Now, you're not a super private person, but there are some things that you just don't want to kind of share with someone, with people, especially with this kind of a person. So they're asking you all these intrusive questions, and they were seeing you as being a little bit aloof and mysterious, like this High Priestess. Now, you weren't like that at all. You weren't like that at all. You were just trying to mind your own business, keep things to yourself, and you didn't want to spread this all around. You didn't want to be people's entertainment. And again, like, you know what I think of gossips. I mean, if somebody wants entertainment, they can go and watch a movie. They don't have to talk about you. So yes, that's what I'm seeing. So I'm glad you kept quiet, and I'm glad you didn't say anything to this person, because sometimes these people who really pry, they kind of mine for information. I know I've had these people around me too. I've gone through difficult things, breakups, things like that, and people have been mining, and you know that they want the information so they can go and tell X, Y, and Z and everyone else about it, and then they can talk about it, and then they can come back and tell you, oh, they said that as well, and it's just, what's the point in it? It's ridiculous. So the next card you have for your past is the Two of Swords. So yes, this is you around this person who was prying into your business, and they were trying to get gossip. You were shut off from them. You were not talking to them about this. You just did not want to entertain gossips. Now, they might have felt a bit shut out by you, but you weren't meaning to shut them out. You just didn't want to get into this. Now, the other thing I'm seeing is that this might be what they were trying to get this information about, because I'm seeing that. Again, I'm seeing this is probably a family member trying to get information out of you about a situation you had with another family member. I hope that isn't too confusing for you, and I hope that makes sense. Because I'm seeing someone else who you've probably fallen out with. You've known them for a long, long time, a long, long, long time. You have a long history with them. You have a rocky history with them because there are a lot of rocks behind this woman. And yeah, you just weren't speaking to this person. Now, they were causing a lot of drama a while ago. There was some thing where you stopped talking to them a while ago. They were causing a lot of drama, causing a lot of problems. You really, really hate drama. You do anything to avoid drama. But you also didn't want to open up anything with this person again. It was like, okay, I'm not speaking to this person. It's not like you went on a great big half and you said, right, I'm not speaking to you ever again, slamming the door. No, you just removed yourself from that person. You said, I'm not going to speak to them again. I'm not going to be near them again. If other people want to be near them, they can. I'm not going to do that. And that's completely fine. That's completely up to you. And this gossipy person, and I think probably other family members, were trying to get you to come back and talk to this person again. And you were saying, no, I'm not going to go back and talk to this person again. What's the point? You know, nothing's going to change. It's only going to make everyone feel worse. They're not going to change, and I'm just not going to I'm not going to go back there anymore. I'm not going to do that again. So again, you know, you just didn't want to even talk about this. You just wanted peace. And if you look at this card, obviously it's a very horrible card. It's not a nice, well, it's not horrible, but it's not great. It's a kind of a more onto the negative side anyway. So it is negative, but it's perfectly balanced. And what you wanted was balance. So when you got away from the person you stopped speaking to, you found balance again. You felt more balanced, better about yourself, all of that thing. And you just didn't want to go back to a place where you felt out of balance. And that's how you felt around that person who you stopped speaking to, because they're kind of out of control. So now this is the Knight of Swords. And yes, here they are. They're out of control. This person is complete, or they were out of control. I'm seeing this person. I can see why you don't want to be anywhere near this person. They were involved in some reckless behavior, not just toward you, but toward other people as well, and also toward themselves. They were harming themselves as well with this behavior. So yes, you just didn't want any of this. You didn't want any part of it. You didn't want any part of them around you again. And you weren't causing any drama. You just wanted to stay out of this person's way. And also you weren't, I think this person, this gossipy person, was trying to come to you and say, oh, why won't you talk to them? Why won't you speak to them? Why don't you do this? Why don't you go and talk to them? What have you done? And it's like, you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. All you're doing is getting some peace for yourself. And that's what you were thinking. Why are you bothering me? Why aren't you talking to them? They've done all the things, not me. And also, you know, why should I be the one to say anything? And I'm not going to. I just want to be right away from this whole thing. That's the whole mindset you had, and I can see why you did. So the first card you have for your present is the Moon. So the Moon, yeah, the Moon's a very, very complex card, and it has millions of different layers of meanings. A lot of it's about the introspective, about feelings, about, you know, thoughts and kind of the subjective feelings and all of these kind of things. So yeah, it has so many layers. I really like this card. A lot of people see it as a negative, but I think it's fascinating. I love this card. But yes, what I'm seeing in this card is that I think this is about you. And I think this is about you over-worrying and overthinking. But I don't think this is anything about this situation with you not talking to these people and this gossips and all of that thing I've seen in your past. I'm seeing this as a completely different situation. There's a lot of worrying. There's a lot of worrying that's been going on with you, and probably still is at this time. This is a really difficult time inside your emotions, inside your heart and inside your mind. Yeah, over worrying, overthinking, and I think this is about unfinished business, and it's about a love situation. Because I'm looking at the Moon on this card. Obviously, this Moon is massive because it is the Moon card, obviously. So if you actually look at this Moon and you break it down, this is how I see it. Now, this isn't like a book explanation of the Moon card. This is how I am seeing this Moon right at this time in this reading. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, I won't go on about the comments. I always go on about the comments. But I've had people in the comments say, that's not what's in the book of the tarot. You know, I see different things each time. Each reading, I will see completely different things in the card that stand out to me depending on what I need to tell you. So this is what I'm seeing in this great, big, beautiful yellow moon in this card. On the top of this moon is a crescent. And to me, that represents, you know, a half moon, not a half moon, but not a complete. It's not a full moon. It's not a new moon. It's a crescent moon. So it's not finished. It's an unfinished moon. Okay. So, and then under this is kind of a slightly sad, worried looking face. But that face isn't looking into the crescent. It's looking into the full moon. But for me, that looks like the sun. If you look at what it's looking into, it looks like a great big golden sun with radiating things coming out that kind of represents the sun to me. So this worried face is looking into the sun, and I see this face as you, and I see that what you're doing is you have unfinished business with someone, and you're looking worried about that. And what's above you is this half moon, but what you're looking into and what you truly want and what you truly, truly desire is the sun. What you truly desire is happiness. You want happiness with this person that you have unfinished business with. Now, I hope that all makes sense with you. Makes sense to you. I tried to kind of explain what I was seeing in that moon card to you. So I'm seeing that you are going to get to the point where you are going to connect with them. I am seeing that. I'm seeing that, definitely. Now, this was also in your last reading that you were going to connect with someone. I'm seeing that again here, so it's definitely going to happen. But I'm seeing this person who you're thinking about and who you're worrying about, they probably have a lot to go through before they can actually get to you and make that proper connection. Now, they might be talking to you, but whatever's going on, they're not properly connected to you, or they might not be talking to you, but they are going to make a connection to you. They are going to come toward you. Because if you look at the lobster in this card, it's coming out of the water, it's traveling up, it's going up this beautiful golden path toward you, the frowny face, and it's coming up to you. Look at that, it's coming up toward you. But before it gets to you, this person has to go through some difficult things before they get to you. They might have some people around them trying to tell them that they don't like this connection, they don't want them to do this, they don't want to come toward you. Now, you might know who this is. You have some difficult people around them, telling them what to do, telling them what not to do, like this dog and this wolf barking and howling on either side as they come past, if you look at that. But they are eventually going to move past them, and they are eventually coming up that path toward you. That's what I keep on seeing in this card. So they're coming to you, but expect some opposition to this connection. But despite this opposition, I'm trying to say there is going to be a connection. There is going to be a connection, no matter what. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your present is the Page of Pentacles. So yes, here it is again. I can see the sun in this coin again. Look at how beautiful this golden coin is, and it's lighting up the sky like the sun again. So this, this is you again. You're looking up to this sun. This is what you want. This is what you desire. You want this love, you want this happiness, you want this stability with this person. But you're also a little bit afraid, a little bit worried. You're overthinking this still. And that's what I'm seeing, obviously, in the moon card. So this page, he's looking up to this coin. He's looking as if he's in love with it. Look at the way he's looking at this coin. But he sees it as being fragile. He's not sure whether this is actually going to happen, whether he can have this. He's holding on to this coin with the tips of his fingers. He's afraid that he might drop it. So again, you're afraid that this might not happen. You're worrying about this person coming close to you. Again, don't overthink this. Try to relax. I know it's not easy. Just try to relax and let this happen. It will happen at the right time. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your present is the Four of Cups. So yes, someone could still be trying to bother you, trying to get you to talk to this person in the Knight of Swords, this horrible, crazy person. They're still trying to get to you. I'm seeing people that might be calling you, texting you. Why don't you want to talk to them? Don't you want to talk to them? We're having a gathering. We're having a family gathering. We're having a party. We're having a dinner. And they're going to be there. But you're not going to be there if they're going to be there. That means you're the problem and you're the bad one. No. Yes, that's the horn telling you, no, no, you're right not to be around this person. You are right. You're doing the right thing. You haven't caused any of this problem. You haven't caused any of this. This other person has caused the problem, but no one's trying to get them to come to the dinner or whatever this is. They're trying to get you to bend. They're trying to get you to do, whatever it is, to kind of push all of this under the rug and pretend it's okay. It's not okay, and you're not going to do that. And I think that, if you look at this Knight of Swords again, representing that person, they're crazy, out of control, attacking and running forward, and you're a more sensible person. And so they see you as the sensible one. So they probably think, oh, this person, you're the sensible one, Virgo. You're very sensible. You'll bend and you're reasonable and you'll go and talk to them. And then the family could go on as normal and we can all pretend nothing's happened. No, you're not going to do that. You are right. You're right to be doing this. And again, you're not causing anyone any problems. You're not making any drama. You're not bothering anyone at all. All you are doing is minding your own business and getting some peace in your life. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your future is the Chariot. So yes, again, this is what you're doing. You are kind of, you're getting away from these people. You're steering away from these people. That's what I'm seeing. They're trying to get to you. They're trying to call you, and you're just steering away from all of these people who are still trying to do all of this. You're distancing yourself. Now, the people around this person aren't bad people, but they just don't see how serious this situation was for you, and they also don't see how this really affected you, and they also aren't. They're not, they're kind of in denial about how bad this person is. And I think they'd like the appearance of happy families or something over your feelings. And you're just not buying it. And you are going to, kind of see all of these people again. You really are. But you're not going to, you're going to see them again, but you're not going to see them when that person's there. And you're not going to bow down to what they say. And you're not going to talk to that person, I don't think, ever again. I think this is going to be it for you, I think. And, the Chariot's also about guarding yourself, putting a box around yourself. Look at this man. He has a box around himself. And look at his face as well. He's very serious. So you're not going to bow down to them. You're not going to bend to these people. So the next card you have for your future is the Ten of Swords, yes. So look, I don't want to keep on talking about this situation, but it keeps on coming up. Obviously, this is still about the situation. Yeah, you know that if you keep on going back to this person and you keep on trying to kind of, wallpaper over the cracks and say everything's fine, it's not going to be fine. You're going to be back where you started. You're going to end up exhausted. They're going to be horrible towards you. It's not going to solve anything. And you're just going to be, upset and exhausted and lying down. And the other thing I'm seeing here is, when I say wallpaper over the cracks and I'm saying putting the rug over things and pretending it's okay, this poor man lying down who's stabbed, he's been stabbed in the back and he's lying there. He has a red cloth over his back, covering him. So people are trying to cover all of these horrible things that have been done and said. And often when I see swords, I say this all the time, I see words, because if you take away the S of swords, you have word. So they're trying to put a rug over all of these horrible words, all of these horrible things this person's done, but they can't do it because, you know, there's a cloth over the man, but the swords are on top of it. So no matter what you do, no matter how you try to cover this up, you cannot cover it up. And I think you know that. So the last card you have for your future is the Two of Wands. Yeah, they're still going to be trying to hold you back, trying to pull you back, but you want to go forwards, and you are going to go forwards. You have the world in your hands. You have everything in front of you. If you just put these people in your past, and you are going to see them again, but if you just put all of these thoughts of this drama and everything else apart, behind you, and you look to what's in front of you, there are lots of very promising good things in front of you. I'm also seeing this person coming toward you, this person in the Moon card. Definitely they're going to make that connection with you again. It is going to be a bit of a hard road to get there, but they are going to get there. The other thing I'm seeing is they might have to travel to get to you. Literally, I mean practically do that traveling. You might have to travel to get to them. Or it might be that you might go traveling together. I'm definitely seeing traveling around you and this person, but there is going to be a connection and you are going to get together again. Try to be patient. I know this is very hard, very difficult, but I am seeing that it is going to happen.